Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
Definitely, I like that. I like that. So, talk us through your journey leading up to your Hawaii University. What is it was?
Yes.
So you're leading up to it and talk us through that whole journey as well. How was that?
Um, it was actually a pretty unique journey. I played club basketball, and I remember my very last tournament. We played in San Diego, and it was my last club basketball game for exposure. So there
Yeah,
was still some universities sitting in watching me play and watching my team play, but it was that very last game. So it was a slim chance of them seeing me play. And I remember one of the coaches walks in with bright green shoes, and it said Hawaii across his chest. And I was
yeah,
like, Hawaii's here. I was like, this is pretty cool. So we
yeah.
played the game, and then that weekend I got a phone call, and they're like, hey Sarah, this is University of Hawaii. We saw you play this weekend. Would love to just have a chat with you and hopefully take the recruiting process further. And so I remember listening to the voicemail, and I ran to my parents. I was listen, because fun fact, both my parents went to UH.
Yeah.
So my parents met at the University of Hawaii, and it never crossed my mind that I would go there to
Oh,
play.
really?
And yeah, I don't know why. I just didn't think about it.
Wow.
And I thought I was gonna stay a little bit closer to home, and so I returned their call, and then we stayed in contact, set up a recruiting visit, and so I took my visit to Hawaii and just fell in love again. Enjoyed my
Nice.
whole time there. Got to see some family. The food is great. I feel like Hawaii food is just so good, and I got to play open gym with the team. So
Yeah.
I remember playing with them in one of their practice facilities, and it just gelled, being able
Yeah.
to have that chemistry with the girls. And it was on a recruiting trip. It was really fun. And so after or during the trip, I remember I took the head coach out, and I was like, hey, I think I would think I want to commit. And so she took me
Yeah.
into the practice. She was all excited, and she was like, hey, Sarah's committing, and everyone was super excited. And so I felt like a huge pressure being lifted off my chest. So then I knew it was the right decision and at the right time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so that was basically how I kind of transitioned into Hawaii.
So you was there for the full 4 years, I believe, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, okay. And then, I also seen that you played in the Pacific Games. Was that after Hawaii?
Yeah, it was last summer. So the summer after my rookie season.
Yeah.
And I think me playing in Hawaii helped me get connected with them. And the coaches for American Samoa were able to see me play. And that was honestly it was a huge blessing just to be able to visit Samoa, Western Samoa, and then to be able to represent American Samoa.
Oh,
It was really cool, and to see all the different other cultures and islands like Papua New Guinea. And I saw some of the WBBL girls there.
oh, really?
Um, yeah, from Newcastle. So we would see each other at dinner and be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Who
But
is that?
we never got to play against them. Um,
Okay.
I know I'm not really giving names, but there's two from Newcastle, and they played for Cook Islands.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Probably find out who they were later. Probably.
yeah,
Who might remember? I know in that game you did well as well. I believe you averaged 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 1.4 assists. Talk us through that whole tournament. What you learned from it, the challenges you faced. How was that
um,
whole tournament? How was that whole experience?
I we my team we met in Hawaii, and that was the first time majority of us met. I knew some of the girls, and I played with a couple of the girls.
Yeah.
So we met in Hawaii, and
Hmm.
then we were going over some plays, learning some stuff, saying hi to each other. And the
Yeah.
next thing we know, we're on a flight to Samoa, and we go to practice. And in Samoa, their courts are outside, and it's like all concrete. So
Oh wow.
we're playing on like concrete floors, and there's like stray dogs running in on practice, or there's rain sometimes coming in. So you see all the guys like trying to
Yeah,
broom the
yeah.
water off the court, and we're slipping and sliding. We're trying to learn
That's
plays,
bad.
trying to learn each other's names, and then like after practice, we'll go and do some like promotional stuff, and like those that promoted us will help them and stuff. And so we spent a couple days on in American Samoa to practice, and then we take the smallest plane I've ever seen to
Yeah.
Western
What?
Samoa. Like I was sitting right behind the pilot, and I could like
Oh,
tap his shoulder. Like it was just a small plane, and it was shaking
that's
so much.
cool.
It was shaking so much that like we were all on the plane, and we were like, let's say a prayer. Like let's just make it there safe.
Good
And so like
thing you're here now.
and so like we bonded so fast, and like we got to like well together so fast. And so once we touched down in Western Samoa, we went straight to the facility we were going to play in to
Yeah.
practice. And I remember some of us had our gear, some of us didn't. So like we kind of looked like messed up on the court. Some girls had shorts, some had like sweats. And so like we're playing on the court, and then the game started to come. And I remember the first game, like I was super nervous, but I had, she's an alumni from UW,
Yeah.
Jasmine Davis. Oh yeah, so she just came on. Yeah,
Oh,
so
there
shout
she
out to
is.
Jazz. Yeah, I remember like she just like gave us like the best pregame speech and like hyped us up. It's like we're all running out on the court, super excited,
Yeah.
about to play. I believe it was Tahiti, our first game,
Yeah.
and like you couldn't even tell that we only met each other like a couple days back. Like we were just all on the court. You would think like we were playing for years. Played Tahiti, then we played Guam, and then we went on to play Samoa,
Yeah.
and then the championship game was a rematch from the past Pacific Games against Fiji. So it was like a rivalry game.
Rivalry.
And
Okay.
yeah, we kind of knew what was at stake, and a lot of the Fijian girls were there before, whereas our team, we're all pretty new to the Pacific Games. And so we
Yeah.
come out, and it was pretty like neck and neck most of the game. And then something just changed, and we just started to like
Click.
play like ball out basically. And the game started to kind of go in our favor. And then towards the end, it was just like a done deal. The buzzer went off. We were like cheering, and
Yeah.
all
That
the other
relief.
sports.
You want it.
Yeah, like it still feels like I can't even explain how it felt just to be out there and then see all the different sports from American Samoa supporting us, and with all their chants. Yeah, so I just remember like raising the American flag, like the American Samoa
Yeah.
flag, and we got to go to this place called Taumasina after this hotel, and like we just enjoyed the rest of our trip there. And so I definitely miss the girls, but it was really cool to play for American Samoa.
Oh, that's good. And what was the toughest teams you played? What was the toughest team you reckon was in that tournament for you guys?
The team that gave us the biggest run for our money was Guam. It was our second game. And I think we only squeaked out a win by maybe like 8 or 9.
Okay.
And everybody else was kind of like a double-digit margin. So yeah, it was
Okay,
definitely
okay. So
Guam.
that was the toughest one. All right, fair
Mhm.
enough, fair enough. And you got the win and won the trophy.
Yeah,
Congratulations on that one.
thank you.
So now,
Everything, everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.